What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Newbie. This is episode 21, which means it's my 21st appearance. Thank you for joining and supporting. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, notification bell. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about a few keys, major keys, that are down in price right now and that I think you should be picking them up before the prices climb. So guys, let's get started. Alright guys, let's start off with X-Men Annual 14. This is, depending on who you ask, the first cameo or the first appearance of Gambit. However, CGC sees it as the first cameo. This book you can get, I just picked up another 9.4 CGC graded for about 80 bucks Canadian. You can find this book in the wild. I found it, I've seen it, I've been preaching this book a lot. Please pick this book up because once Gambit shows up, it's going to be, it's going to be about a $200 book, I think anyway. Popular character, so you never know. So, first book on the list is X-Men Annual 14, the first cameo of Gambit. Let's get into some Spider-Man now for book number 2. Now, book number 2 is one of my favorites. It's early Spider-Man. It is a 12-center. It's Amazing Spider-Man 37. Now, this book is the first appearance of Norman Osborn. Again, another book I've been preaching, another book that I'm always looking for in the wild. I've been successful a few times and not successful sometimes. Depending on the seller, I mean, there are some copies out there that are, up there in really good price, but you can also get this book very cheap. So again, guys, this is Amazing Spider-Man 37, first appearance of Norman Osborn. This one will probably rack you up somewhere between 50 to 120, depending on where you are, what grade, and if it's raw. Next book on the list, I mean, the casting has just been released, but anything Moon Knight. I would suggest getting Moon Knight #1 or Marvel Spotlight, I believe is 28, but I'm going to be focusing on Moon Knight #1. Now, you can find this book, 9.4, 9.6, anywhere between $70 and $150. However, once the series drops and there's a trailer, I think there's room for improvement and increasing, especially if you're looking to flip the book. Definitely not a bad book to get, especially with the popularity that the character has. Again, there's only just been casting. The series is coming, so just be on the lookout for it. If you can find this book, definitely pick it up. All right, this next book is, and I think you guys have heard me say it, Mirror Image, but this is Eternals 1. Now, before the COVID thing happened, January, even sometime in February, everything was Eternals or Moon Knight. So we just talked about Moon Knight, now I'm going to be talking about Eternals. I think Eternals is going to be pretty much the mirror image of Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's got that power. Again, that book was selling, a 9.2 was selling for like 400 bucks. Now you could probably get a 9.4, 9.6, somewhere in that $350 range. So again, the prices are a little bit down, but this is the perfect time to maximize and pick up a really good book, a key, and something that could be profitable in the future. Sticking with Marvel and sticking with Spider-Man, we're going to go Spectacular Spider-Man 64. This is the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. Again, this is kind of one of those things where we've been waiting a long time for them to come. I remember a few years ago, people were saying, hey, pick this up, pick this up. It had reached $300, somewhere around there, but the price has dropped. I mean, you could find one anywhere between 80 and 200 bucks, somewhere around there. So again, if it does hit, this is a nice book to have for investment purpose. I mean, if you want it in your PC, obviously, by all means, get it. But I'm just speaking more so on the investment side of things. But this is a nice book to get. I would probably grab it if I could find one. I've yet to find one in the wild. Well, I take that back. I've yet to find a high grade in the wild. I found a really beat up copy once or twice around there. So again, guys, this is Spectacular Spider-Man 64. Alright guys, we're going to go into some Fantastic Four. And now for this issue, it's Fantastic Four number 45. I know what you're thinking. What? It's the first appearance of Inhumans. That show was terrible. Yes, because I've even said that. But this is probably, I wouldn't say right now, but a few weeks ago, maybe even a few months ago, it was the proper time to pick this book up. It's a huge team. It is a big first appearance. Obviously, you got a lot of them, but most importantly, you got Black Bolt in there, especially if they're going to be talking about Illuminati coming and things like that. That's a character that we might see. So be on the lookout for that book. I know what you're thinking, but the show is terrible. It was. 100% it was. That's what made that book go down. And people bought it then, and now they're reaping the rewards. But now, guess what? It is down a little bit. Not as much as back then, but it is down a little bit. So again, guys, you always want to pick up books when they're down. The most popular female right now, whether it be DC or Marvel or whatever, but it is the first appearance of Harley Quinn. This book has seen a big dip. Eventually, the glass will fall, the clock will strike 12, and they'll have to move on to another character. However, you guys have heard me say markability. They can still market the crap out of Harley Quinn. You see it on Halloween, you see it in Instagram and girls and things like that. Heck, I've seen some dudes dress up as Harley Quinn for Halloween. So it is marketable as long as they can do that, and the character Maggie Robbie, or Margot Robbie, I apologize, is doing the movie and is willing to do it. It's still going to be around, but eventually this will dip a bit more, I think. But right now, if you really want it, if Harley Quinn is one of your characters, this is a book I would get right now. Next book on the list is The Man They Call Nova. Yes, now, I know they said it is happening eventually, but then again, they've said a lot of things that are going to happen. There's no casting, no director, no screenplay, no nothing. We don't know anything about this except the fact that it's happening. This is the perfect time to pick this book up. You can find this book between $170 to maybe $285, somewhere around there, and that's for high grade. Canadian again, guys. So just keep that in mind. But a few months ago, sellers were obviously getting top dollar because it was happening. Now, it's better for the buyer to go get it. I know you can find these in the wild because I've seen some YouTube videos and I've seen some people I've had people message me. I didn't see them message me. I've had people message me and say that they found it in the wild. So this book is out there. Be on the lookout for it because, again, guys, you want it when it's down, down, down. Let's get unlucky here. We're going to be talking about the number 13. What number 13 am I talking about? Amazing Spider-Man 13. This is the first appearance of Mysterio. Again, we've already seen the character. He is dead, I guess. But we could see him again. Who knows what happens now in the Marvel Universe when we have so many things going on. Who's a Skrull, who's not, multiverse, blah, blah, blah. So you don't know. However, this is early Spider-Man, so that's always going to count for something. It's got the 12 center, I believe, on it. A big villain. We could see him again, if we do see the Sinister Six, something around there. But I don't think that this is the last time we've seen Mysterio, so just keep that in mind. All right, guys, before I give you the last book on the list, just want to reiterate, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, notification bell. Let me know what you think in the comments about these keys. Let me know if I missed one. Let me know if there's a book that I should be on the lookout for myself. All right, guys, this is probably one of my favorite books because outside of Iron Man, Fantastic Four is one of my favorite things. But it's Fantastic Four Annual 6, first appearance of Franklin Richards and Annihilus. This is a key that's been going down in price, and I think you should be jumping on it because that book has unreal potential. So I know you're looking at it, you're probably on eBay right now, or you have been the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, whatever. You've heard people talk about this book. This book is anywhere actually from 70 to about 400 bucks depending. If you pass that 5.0 grade, yeah, you're probably talking somewhere high fours. But you can find a 4 to 5.0, somewhere around there, for about 300 bucks. Now I know what you're saying, newbie, 300 bucks, but a few months ago, even a few weeks ago, it was more than that. So just keep that in mind, right? So you always want to get some books when they're down in price, when they're low, because things do come back up. All right, guys, that's it from me. This is episode 21. I'll see you next episode.